Det er Morten fra Backstage Musikk, og jeg står her med Andy Powers fra Taylor Guitars, han som har funnet opp og drevet mye av utviklingen til Taylor på de nye Grand Orchestra-modellene. So Andy, tell us a bit about it. What's new with the Grand Orchestra?
Well, in reality, this is an entirely new guitar. It kind of started with me turbocharging, if you will, kind of hot rodding some of our existing jumbo guitars. Now that was a design that we'd been using since the inception of our company almost 40 years ago. And quite literally one morning I drove here to the shop and I was thinking about some of the challenges with building a guitar in this old design. And I thought, you know what, if I started completely afresh, knowing that I wanted to build a big guitar, what would that guitar be? So I literally rolled out a new sheet of paper on my drawing board, took a ruler and measured off how big I thought it should be, and started drawing new curves until they turned into something I knew would sound good. So I had this shape that I knew had a lot going for it. It had a really strong family resemblance. I knew those curves would work well. I knew they'd sound good. As well, I applied some new bracing concepts and some construction methods that I'd been working with. Specifically, it's more of a combination of a parabolic bracing and a scallop. It's not really truly one or the other. In a way, it's more like a violin's bass bar. You know, where the concept is to make the entire top and back plates move largely like a speaker cone or diaphragm. So instead of building in a deliberately complex, complicated movement, this is a very simple, powerful, orderly kind of motion. What it enables me to do is build a lighter weight design, which enables the player to set it in motion real easily. That's why this guitar, unlike a lot of other big guitars, this one is very touch sensitive. So even a fingerstyle player, you can approach it with a delicate touch and it'll respond really quickly with a really full, rich voice. So I have a really dynamic and punchy, loud guitar with this incredible balance. Because there's not little stiff spots that you've built into the top or anything like that, this one, every single note has this real clean, linear, uniform response over the whole register of the guitar. So in a lot of ways, it very much reflects whatever a player approaches it with. So you could play it hard with a flat pick, you could strum big chords, you could play fingerstyle arrangements on it, you could play jazz on it, and it's a lot like a piano in that every note is going to work well, it's going to have a long, sustained, really clean, clear balance. So we're really excited about the Grand Orchestra because for us it's a genuinely new, ground up sort of an instrument that I think will open a lot of doors for some good music to be made. And it's fun to hold and play.
Can we give it a go?
Absolutely. Now, these guitars, we were really excited with their release, and we decided to sort of commemorate that in their new introduction. We decided to release them with what we call first editions. So the first 100 pieces of each series that we release this design in get some extra special appointments. The 500 series guitar, the 518 first edition, has a Sitka top, Sitka bracing, but with additional peg head inlay. It has an extra fancy case, certificate of authenticity to denote its special status. The 600 series which is a big leaf curly maple back and sides with a Sitka top, has the upgrade of fancier, more highly figured woods, as well as Adirondack spruce bracing and additional headstock inlay. The 918, that guitar has a Sitka top with Adirondack bracing and really just the most premium materials. So these guitars have a little extra special status going for them. As the regular production versions become available, they'll equally be fine instruments, but the 500 won't have the headstock inlay and the 600 will not have the headstock inlay. As well, the bracing will be standard Sitka, but exact same shape, same big voice, equally fine guitars. We wanted to release them as both the 5, the 6, and the 9, mostly just so that players have the option of mahogany back and sides and the unique voice that lends, the maple back and sides with its really clear transparency, as well as the East Indian rosewood. Throughout the course of this year, we'll also release the All-Koa Koa series version of the Grand Orchestra, followed by the 700 and 800 series, all available in first editions, followed by their regular production versions. As well, right off from the bat, we're offering this design in our build-to-order program. So a player could go into any dealer and order any combination of custom woods, custom appointments, cutaways or non. Sky's the limit. So I hope players get adventurous and try some of these fun wood combinations that we're cooking up. We're real excited about them. Well, basically the build-to-order program is something that we're really excited about because it gives a player an opportunity to really customize and custom pair sort of the sonic flavor that they're going to end up with, and they're going to be able to use that to their musical advantage. Now, certain woods have defining characteristics to them. In this case, you have this design, the Grand Orchestra design, and that really is setting the stage for what that guitar is going to be. Largely, it'll have a very uniform, linear kind of response. It'll have a long sustain. It'll be very clear. But from there, you could further flavor it with different wood pairings. Like in the context of a redwood top with a Macassar ebony back and sides, the redwood top is going to lend a certain additional warmth and a certain harmonic richness from all the overtone partials you'll hear out of it, while retaining a lot of the bold punchiness that you'd find in a spruce. Paired with a Macassar ebony back and sides, which has a really nice kind of a low-end dampening effect, where it'll end up as a very warm and rich, but yet clear and articulate guitar. It'll sound really mature in a way. Now, if I build, say, an Adirondack with Cocobolo back and side guitar, that Adirondack spruce is the most stiff of the commercially available spruces. It'll have a tremendous amount of headroom. So for someone looking for a lot of volume, a lot of punch out of the guitar, that's going to give it to you. So an Adirondack top, you have this big, punchy, giant headroom. Now, Cocobolo is a very, very dense rosewood, and it's known for offering a huge array of overtone partials and almost no dampening whatsoever. So that guitar, with that pairing, you'll end up with a tremendously loud guitar that's also very, very sonically rich. So to me as a builder, it's really exciting to see the different pairings that players will think up, because it's a lot like a chef adding slightly different spices into a recipe, where you have this design, and then you get to uniquely tailor it to what you want to hear and what you want to get out of that design. So it's a real rewarding thing to be part of, and I think it's very exciting for a number of players who get to really customize their guitar into something that's going to uniquely fit their musical vision.